Alrighty. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to have you here. It's Monday, freaking October 19th. Holy crap. I can't even. Um, I'm Lindsay, for those of you who don't know or are new to the team. I am the founder of Team Fearless, and we also have some ladies on here from Shannon Larisse's team, Team Legacy. So I'm just really excited for you all to be here. Thank you. I'm going to try to go through, there's actually kind of a lot of news and some things that I want to talk about before we get into content. So I'm going to try to go over it really quickly. But as far as like the news and announcements and stuff, all of that is in your coach office. It's super easy to find, but there are some new things that I just want to go over. But first and foremost, we have 2 new emeralds on our team, which I'm so excited about. So, hi buddy, you okay? So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Oh, you're all right, bud. So first, Kathy Nelson. I don't want to butcher. I don't know if you're like a hyphenated 2 last names, but I really don't want to butcher that. So congratulations. You are a brand new emerald, and we're super, super proud and so excited for you. And then we also have Amanda Lewis, who is also a new coach and also a brand new emerald. So for those of you who might not know, that might be watching later, an emerald coach is a coach who has 2 coaches underneath of them, one on the left and one on the right. And this is their first rank advancement, sort of opening their business. So congratulations, you guys. We're super, super proud of you. Look at Kim over there, Bubby. Come on. I'll come in and give you kisses. You got it. You got it. You got it, buddy. I love you. I'll be in a little bit. I'll be in. All right. Okay, you're going to hear the worst of it. He's going to go a little bonkers. So anyway, we're super, super, super proud of you guys. Also, we have a coach mentorship happening right now, which is really exciting. It's something that Liza and myself talked about setting up and getting going. And then we talked to Shannon, and Shannon wanted to join in as well. So we're going to be doing it every single month. And we decided to start it early in October and have you qualify in October. Oh, man. Have you qualify in October by getting at least 2 Success Club points, which is 1 life inspired. And then moving forward, it's going to be, you have to hit Success Club 5, which means 3 lives inspired, in order to be in it for the next month. So if you want to qualify for November, you need to hit Success Club in October. And those of you who qualified for the last 2 weeks of this month, I just want to shout you guys out because it's super impressive. We all gave you a week to get Success Club 2, and a lot of you did it. So Amanda Lewis qualified, she's in it. Kim Griffith, Ashley Brown, Christy Wallace, and Jen Barnes. So congratulations, you guys. It's just really exciting. This mentorship is going to be a little more intense. You're not going to be doing anything that you don't normally do, but we're going to really be walking you through building your business, helping you build your business every single day. So congratulations, you guys. We're super, super excited. All right, I am going to share my screen again really quickly so that you can see the news and announcements. And like I said, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly just because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but there are some things that I think are important. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay, cool. So 30-day breakaway is available. Some of you have started. I'm really bummed that I can't until probably January, but it is available, and early VIP access is now open for customers as well. And they're offering $20 off of the challenge packs, which is amazing. Some people who have done this program, in the test groups raved about it. So it looks really exciting. And I don't know how to say her name, Adilis, however you say it. She's really wonderful, and she's just inspiring and motivating and very calm. So she's pretty cool. And then the relaxation and meditation is on Beachbody On Demand. They've also updated this, you guys. If you want to hold like a meditation group, you can, because they now have the guides, the group guides for it. Virtual super weekend. It's crazy. I don't think we've had a super weekend in, I feel like it's been a year. It will be virtual. It will be Saturday, November 7th. So nobody has any excuses not to go, because it's virtual. We can do it right at our house. And these are just really great. There's tons of news and announcements. There's really wonderful trainings. You usually get to hear from top coaches in the company, and they announce things like Success Club trips and maybe new Shakeology flavors or whatever it is. So they're really great. And once we get to do them live again, you have to go. They are fantastic. The Beachbody blog. This is what I'm going to spend just a minute on. I don't know, if the Beachbody blog is utilized enough. There is so much content. When you have customers that are like, I need new Shakeology recipes, or I need this, or where do I find this, or where do I find this? I'm like, you guys, it's on the Beachbody blog. Anything you can think of is here. They can access it from their nutrition app. You can access it from Beachbody On Demand. There's so many ways to get this. And for those of you coaches who are building your business, this is a really great resource to use to run free groups. So I have like a mom's group that I run on Facebook, where I run freebies for my group all the time. I run workshops, free workshops for my group. Where do I get this information? I get it from the Beachbody blog, because there's so much, like simple ways to reduce stress through nutrition. Like, who knew that nutrition can help with stress relief, right? So it's something that you can offer for free, and they have access to it as well. So if you're looking for content, which we'll talk about later, but if you're looking for content, this is a really great way to provide value. So go to the Beachbody blog and really just check it out. BOD group updates. I know not everybody is using these. I just had to take my group off of it for a minute, but they are constantly upgrading and constantly making it easier for us. Preferred placement, they've made some adjustments to that. I know that was giving a lot of people some problems. I still say don't use this. I still say if you're going to place a coach, go to Genealogy. And if you have any questions on that, there are videos on it in your back office. 9-week Control Freak is our next launch. And for those of you who love autumn, I think it's going to be fantastic. The coach exclusive launch is on December 12th. And then VIP early access for customers is on the 21st. So that's going to be a really great program, you guys, to launch for January. And then also, are you trying to blow out my candle, mister? You stinker. And then a new program from Shanti. I love Shanti. I'm not excited about a dance. Kim's like, yes, not excited that this is going to be another dance program, because they're really great and you sweat ridiculously, but I just suck at dancing. So I get frustrated with these types of programs, but some people love dance programs. So here's a new one coming in the spring. I think that's it. MBA is going to be in the member library on December 18th, which I feel like is sooner than I thought it was going to be. It might not be, but that's another chance to get people involved. And I think that's all I really wanted to go over in the coach office. For news, does anybody have any questions about any of that good stuff? Or shout outs? Does anyone want to shout anybody out? Because I forgot to do that before.
I mean, you did, but Kathy, she's like killing it. You should see, she's been sending me lists of like, these are all the people I'm inviting. She's like already tracking. Like, I wish I was doing what Kathy was doing when I first started. So yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yay! I know Kim's been talking about you behind your back. All good things. Anybody else? Does anyone else have anything? No? Okay. Sawyer, do you have anything to add, bud?
Daddy's being mean.
Daddy's being mean. Well, it's bedtime. There you have it, folks. Okay, so we want to get into content for tonight. We asked a question earlier this morning in a couple of the groups. I also asked it on my team page, and it was, what are 2 things that you struggle with in your business? And you guys gave some really fantastic feedback. So Liza and I are kind of going to go through, I have the questions all written down, and just go through and answer them and kind of help guide you guys and hopefully provide some clarity on some of the struggles that you've been having. And if there's any other questions that you guys think of while we're going through this, just stick them in the chat and I will go through and we'll try to answer as many as possible. So the first one was not enough time between work and kids. I know not all of us are parents here, but I think I can speak on I work from home. This is what I do full time now. But as far as having kids constantly, both my kids are home virtual learning, and my husband is a chef and he works quite a few hours. So I am home with them 95% of the time by myself. And it's being very intentional with scheduling my time. When my kids are in school, my daughter is at the dining room table doing her schoolwork, and Sawyer is down in the basement at the desk doing his schoolwork. I'm in my office working. I follow my business activity tracker, which all of you guys should have access to. I've kind of created my own because there's extra things that I want to make sure that I do in a day, but I make sure that I have that list and I do it. So it's really, really important to, when you're sitting down to work, you're not scrolling social media. It's funny because so many people say to me, did you see this? Or did you see such and such? I'm like, no, I didn't. Because when I'm on Facebook or when I'm on Instagram, I should say more when I'm on Facebook. When I'm on Facebook, I don't scroll at all because I don't like what I see on Facebook. It's become a lot more positive because I've disengaged with anything that's not. But when I'm on, it's income producing activities. It's engaging in different groups, maybe moms groups for me, because I'm trying to, find people that are like me. It's inviting, it's following up, it's connecting, it's not scrolling. The only scrolling that I do is if I'm looking for new people to connect with, then I might be scrolling. Let's just say I'm going to use Kim as an example. I'll go to, because I love Kim. Now, if she was a mom, I actually would go to her page to do this, but let's say Kim's a mom. I'd go to Kim's page and I'd go to her friends and I would look through her friends because I love her. Now, I wouldn't do it to a fellow coach, but you know what I mean. I'd go to her and I'd look through her friends because if they're friends with her, then they probably have a really good vibe and a really good energy. So I might scroll through that. That's about the extent of scrolling. So really being intentional when you sit down to work if you don't have a lot of time. And also within our coach mentorship group, if you guys saw, and Catherine, I know that you're not in there, so I told Kim that she can share the videos, and I'll just put them on our team page. We have 2 coaches, Shannon and Kristen, who did 15-minute power pockets. They did 4 of them, and they're all different. And they walk you through a 15-minute section of working. So it's not something for you to watch, it's something for you to do with them. So if you only have 10 to 15 minutes, then utilize those and spend that time really focused on what you need to do. There's no reason why an hour a day, even if it's broken up, you can't get done what you need done, especially at the beginning. Liza, do you have anything to add?
No, I was just going to say that too. Like, there's no way that your work should be on 2 hours. Like, there's no way right now. It should be 1 to 2 hours, no more than that. And you should be able to somehow fit that in small pockets. of your day. And if you are intentional, like Lindsay was saying, you should be able to get everything done within an hour.
Mhm.
You'd be very surprised what you can accomplish in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Things that are more difficult, so like inviting, that would be something that I would put at the top of your list, like right away in the morning, like before the kids get up or before you work out, whatever. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but knock it out right away so it's done and over with. That's what I would do. Move the harder things, the most important things at the top of your list.
Yep. And I know Liza's gonna, I think, talk about it a little bit later. But scheduling out your week, start on a Sunday. If you know that your week is going to be absolutely crazy, make that list for yourself. Make a list of the people that you're going to invite. That way, you know, every day when you sit down, okay, this is what I have to do today. You guys, you can bang out like 20 invites in 10 minutes if you know who you're going to invite.
Yes.
It really,
What did I comment the other night?
26 invites
In
10 minutes, I think you said.
Okay, yeah, because I kept track. So what I do, like I schedule everything on Sundays, and that might not work for you because you guys have family. So it might be on a Monday or maybe a Friday evening, whatever works for you. But I schedule out all my posts that I'm going to post on Facebook and Instagram because I'm not someone that can just like write something up quick and post it. Like I need to think about it and have good content to share. So I do that ahead of time. And then for my invites, I write out, and these are for people that I've already invited in the past. So I write out my full sheet of paper. So I have 5 columns and you have 26 lines there. And every single day I'm inviting those 26 people. And like Lindsay said, I can do that in 10 minutes. And then from an Instagram training that you guys, most of you guys will likely watch in the mentorship group, you will see that once you start doing this system, it's very easy to know who you should be inviting, who you should be connecting with each day. So it's just, you look, you do it, and you're done.
Yep, super simple. Does anyone have questions on that? No? Okay. Like I said, if you do, guys, just put them in the chat and I'll keep checking. The second one that we got was can't find women who want to get healthy. So this is a tough one, I find. I feel like everybody wants to get healthy, whether or not they're actually ready to get healthy or to change, that's a completely different story. You're going to find everyone that has some sort of weight loss goal or fitness goal or health goal, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily ready. I mean, if you think about when you guys started, were you ready the first time you thought about it? Probably not, because you're like, shit, I don't want to give up my salt and vinegar chips. That's me. I don't want to give them up. Or my nightly cocktail or whatever it is. So you really have to give it some time. You have to give them time to warm up to you and to trust you. And eventually they're going to be ready. It might take a year. It might take 4 years. You just never know. But a great way to find people is through hashtags. And it can be a little bit frustrating trying to find your specific hashtag, finding those ones that work for you. And it's not always about finding the people that want to get healthy or lose weight. It might be someone who wants to build a business, who, Sawyer, can you stop the beatboxing for a second, my love?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not even beatboxing.
Okay, whatever that noise was.
I wasn't doing it.
Okay. It might be someone who is interested in the lifestyle that you're leading as far as being able to work from home and be with your kids, or the fact that you absolutely love your job and still have this really cool side business, because leaving jobs is not what everybody wants. So finding hashtags like women in business, if you're looking for somebody who might want to build a business, or I don't know, first grade moms, or mom of boy, just like different hashtags. So you start connecting with people. And when you watch, because it is on your checklist for the mentorship, when you watch Liza's video, she breaks down how she finds people through hashtags. I also have videos where I find people through big accounts. So that's another way, you guys. It's all about really connecting with people, not necessarily looking for people who are looking to lose weight. Does that make sense? Like it's more you're trying to build relationships and really connect. So for me, I find I use this one account. She's called the Rambling Redhead. She's super funny. She has a ridiculous amount of followers. Every single post has thousands of comments. And I go through those comments because she's a mom. So they're all moms for the most part. And they're moms who have young kids, and they are moms that enjoy like her style for her house is incredible. And those are things that she enjoys. Those are things that I enjoy. And so those are the people that are following her. So it's really about finding women who you connect with. And eventually, once you start connecting with them, they're going to be better suited for you to ask them if this is something that they're interested in. Liza, do you have anything to add to that one? No.
Not really. And I mean, some people just like once you build that relationship with people, they just want to be a part of your community. Like their goal might not even be weight loss, but they're going to want to join you because they've been watching your stories and watching your journey. I've had a few people that are just like, okay, you've asked me so many times, sure, let's just give it a shot. And they don't really necessarily have a goal of losing weight. But like they've said, well, you're so persistent, I'll just do it. So yeah. Relationships, following up.
Yep, for sure. Speaking to, and this is on finding women who want to get healthy. So again, this is when you speak to people who they're called your ideal client. Sawyer, you have to listen to Daddy Buddy. You've got to go to sleep.
I'll lay with you.
Yep, go on.
Come on.
Bubby. How about 2 minutes? Can we give 2? 2 minutes. Okay, so when you really start to speak to your ideal client audience, and this is something, again, you guys, you're going to work on. We've got all the resources for you to do that. But when you start speaking to the women that you are truly wanting to connect with, again, they're going to start relating to you, like with Liza. They're going to want the community. They're going to want the energy. They're going to want the happiness that you're exuding, the confidence that you're exuding, the ability to do certain things for yourself or for your family. They're going to see you reach your goals and your dreams, and they're going to want to be a part of that. So once you really start to find those people, it's going to be easier. I'm going to actually have Liza speak on this one. Frustrated when getting no's or getting ghosted?
Frustrating when getting no. So honestly, you guys, it all comes down to your mindset. When I first started, like I was frustrated too, because when you get no's, a lot of times you put it on yourself, but you can't do that because they're not saying no to you necessarily, right? They're saying no to what we have to offer and the opportunity that and the solution that we want to give them. So you really have to try to change your mindset and the way that you're looking at that. A lot of times I go into inviting, especially my initial invites, and I know that like everyone's either going to say no to me or they're going to ghost me. But if they respond to me, it's a win, and you have to celebrate that. Just like you should.
Even if it's a no, it's a win.
Just like you should be celebrating the no's, because now those people that said no to you, they're going to start watching your stories and following along in your journey. So the next time that you reach out to them, which you have to, like a month, 2 months later, you have to reach out to them. And then maybe that no will turn into a maybe, or at least a conversation. Mm-hmm.
And the other thing too, guys, just remember, and you hear this all the time, it's never real. It's not always no. It's most of the time it's not right now, because they're not ready yet. You have to remember, so many times they're just not ready yet. I mean, there are times I've sent 5, 6, 7 invites and follow-ups before they're ready. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. And it takes a lot of kind of self-discipline and self-confidence to just be like, no, I believe in this person, or I believe in what I have to offer. The other thing is when they're saying no, especially if they answer you and say no, that gives you the perfect opportunity to just be like, that's absolutely no big deal. Like, I don't know, I do these every month or whatever, and then engage with them again. Like, what do you see on their page? If you're asking them, if you're inviting them, then they probably have something that you enjoy. So like, you know, if Ashley says no to me, but I know that she's got kids, I'm like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Or I saw that you did this weekend. How was that? Or there's always a way to keep the conversation going, and go to their page, especially their stories, engage on stories, because that goes straight to their inbox. They have to open that. Everyone wants to know what's in their messages. But really show that you're not just there to try to sell them something, you're there to form a relationship. So it is really important. It takes a little bit of extra time, but really pay attention to their stories and to their posts, because they're seeing, oh, this girl's not just trying to sell to me. She's actually, you know, concerned, or she's actually like excited about whatever's happening. So constantly engage with those people, because you never know when their right time is, ever.
Right. Just make sure that if they do say no, like Lindsay said, like don't respond saying, okay, sounds good, and just leave it at that. Like make sure you have some sort of question in there to engage in a conversation. And that conversation doesn't have to continue. It can just be like, how was your weekend? Like, no worries, how was your weekend? Something like as simple as that.
Kim, did you have something?
Yeah, I have a girl who's in our challenge group. It's her first month in our challenge group. I've literally been inviting her in person and over the socials for like since like the end of 2017, and finally in August she was like, okay, let's do it.
Finally.
Can I like, yes. She was like, I'm ready now, let's do it. So sometimes it takes a long time and they got to be ready, but she's like all in it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really is. It's up to the individual. It really is. What else? I feel like there was something else in that.
And you know what? The other thing with that is you're going to hear a ton of no's, you're going to get a ton of ghosts, but that's why it's so important that you have to keep connecting and growing your following. Otherwise, you're going to run out of people to be asking, to be inviting. So make sure that you are, if you're a Facebook person, make sure that you're friending people. I don't even know what do you do on Facebook to
friend? I
just
know
friend
Liza's
people?
not a Facebook person.
Yeah. But then like on Instagram, make sure that you are following people and connecting with them, because you don't want to be in a point where you have no one to invite, because that's not a good feeling. So
Yeah. And you can be picky. You can be picky about who you friend. You're not just going to friend anybody. Once you figure out who it is that you actually want to work with, it's almost like you get to interview them. You get to look through their page. If you don't like it, don't follow them. You know, there's so many people out there to follow. Okay. Lack of confidence to invite. I think every single one of us deals with this on the daily. And I don't think that feeling ever goes away completely. But you just have to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send. And just know, if you don't invite somebody, promise you somebody else will. Promise. Do you know how many coaches there are? Not just with Beachbody. Do you know how many network marketers there are? Tons, thousands. There's over 400,000 Beachbody coaches. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And then you're going to find that person that signed up with someone else and be like, son of a bitch, I should have invited her. You see it all the time.
it all comes back to that mindset. Like, why wouldn't you want to invite someone and give them the opportunity that has changed your life? It's as simple as that. It really is. I had the toughest time inviting when I first started. I think we all go through it, but it gets easier the more that you do it, and you just have to do it.
Yeah, you do. You just have to. The other thing that's going to help with you inviting is solidifying your why. Another thing you hear all the time. Why are you doing this? If you have goals, let's say your goal is to, oh my gosh, what just happened? Let's just say that your goal is to pay for your car payment every month. Like, let's say you have let's just say $300 car payment a month, right? And your goal is to do that every single month with Beachbody money, so that you're not taking out of your savings or your regular checking account. Okay. Well, you know, if you need to make $300 a month, you're going to have to at least I don't know, sell X amount of challenge packs. We'd have to break that down. I don't know the math right now. But if you do it that way and you break it down, then you say, okay, well, if I need to get this amount of challenge packs sold a month, well, then I got to invite at least this amount of people. So if you kind of work backwards and break it down that way, then it works to your benefit. But if you really have if you have deep rooted goals as to why you're working this business, then things like inviting and following up are just going to become supernatural, because that's just how the business grows. It just is. What else did I want to say? Oh, if you know how you can help somebody, like if you know that your solution, nutrition, fitness, workouts, and the accountability, more than the fitness and the nutrition, you guys, are the groups, the accountability in the groups, the support, all of that. If you know that you have that to offer to somebody, why wouldn't you invite them? It's like going to your favorite restaurant. You don't go to your favorite restaurant or an amazing restaurant, have the most amazing service, the most amazing meal, and the atmosphere is incredible. You don't keep that to yourself. You go and you tell all your friends about this amazing place that they have to try, right? It's the same thing with this. It's the same thing. I think I use
proud. Like
Mhm.
you have to be proud of what you're doing and what this has done for you.
Yep. And it does get easier. Like Liza said before, it gets easier the more that you do it. Where's another question? Fear of failing and rejection. I can't remember who wrote that one. But what's the worst that can happen? They say no. Okay. So you move on. And you follow up with them a month or two later, and you move on to the next person. Or you get a message that's like, don't ever contact me again. Okay. Block, bye, move on to the next person. Who cares? So it's social media, guys. Like, there's plenty of people on it. There's plenty of people to talk to. And those people that just say no and are rude, well, you don't want to be around them anyway. I don't. I thought I did when I first started. I was like, I need to please everybody. No, I don't. I don't care about them. They don't care about me. So why should I care about them? So, and also I want to ask you, what does failing look like to you? Like, what does it really look like? Does it look like not, inspiring 3 lives in a month and not hitting Success Club? Okay. If that doesn't happen, then you evaluate why that doesn't happen and you work towards not making that happen next month. We all have to fail. You hear it all the time, failing forward. You have to. It's how we learn. Like when you fell off your bike, when you learned how to ride your bike, well, you learned how to get back up and keep going. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Does anyone have questions about that? Or Liza, do you need to elaborate on that one?
I don't think so. I think.
Yeah. We all fail at some point. You just got to look at it like, all right, well, how can I make it better? It's like with anything. And again, personal development, you guys, constantly be listening to personal development. Change your mindset. It helps so much. Time management, we talked about scheduling your time, really scheduling your time. And if you have a spouse or somebody that you live with at home, I think it's really important to keep them in the loop of what's happening. I was not very good at that at the beginning. And if my husband was in here, he'd probably tell you he was probably super annoyed when I was on my phone all the time. He probably still is sometimes, but I keep him in the loop with everything. Like when Liza hit diamond, I was like, guess what? When Kim hit diamond, guess what? When Amanda hit emerald, guess what? Like I tell him everything. When I have challengers that lose 10 pounds, I'm like, Tom, look. So I really try to keep him involved as well as you guys, because he needs to know what I'm doing too. I mean, shit, I quit my job and he's supportive of it to do this, but he probably wouldn't be if I just kept it all to myself. So let everybody in your house also know kind of what's going on. If you have kids that are like, mommy, let them know, it's important. It's important. Making new connections. We kind of talked about this before, always adding to your network. Again, watch Liza's video on Instagram. Constantly I don't think you really need to spend more than 10, 15 minutes a day finding new people. I feel like when you find the right hashtag or you find the right like big blogger account, then you just go through and it's easier to find people, but don't spend a ton of time on it, but at least add 5 to 10 people every day to your network. Constantly be engaging on Instagram and Facebook. You guys, the way that the algorithm works, it's called social media, right? They want us to be social. You can't just post and run away and hope that you're going to get all the likes and the comments. It doesn't work that way. You need to be engaging on stories. I know is a big one on Instagram, but you need to be engaging on Facebook, engaging on Instagram, and then Instagram's going to go, oh, she really likes using our app, so we're going to have more people see her stuff. But that's exactly how it works. So just remember, it is social media for a reason. They want us to be social. Liza, do you have anything about adding to your network? Or making new connections? No. Do you guys have any questions about making new connections? No? Okay. Creating content. I feel like this is a really big one. And Catherine, on our team page, on the Team Fearless team page, in the unit section, I think it's unit 2. There's only 3 units, so it's one of the 3 units. There is an entire live that I did on creating content, and there is a worksheet to go along with it. And it really digs deep on how to create content based on you individually. And then for everyone else, and Lori too, it's in there for you. And then everyone who's in the mentorship program, I did a live video this morning, same thing. So whichever group you're in, there is content there, but it's really, you just really have to provide content daily, especially in your stories. Don't always be talking about your workouts. Nobody cares, trust me. Show maybe 1 clip of your workout in your stories. Don't show 3 minutes of it. People aren't going to watch, and they're going to get bored, and they're going to X out. Show 1. If you want to show multiple moves, use one of the, I don't know, I use TikTok or use whatever other things are in there, whatever apps. But speed it up and put a couple moves, but make sure it's within 15 seconds. Don't go crazy with that. Show your life. I used to love when Kim was on the cruise ship. I'm like, where in the world is Kim today? Half the time she'd be in the future, and it was really freaking cool. I know, I'm sorry, Kim. But I loved going to Kim's page because I knew that I was going to see some amazing view somewhere in the world. And she would hop on team calls hours into the future. It was kind of trippy, but it was really cool. So I knew that I could go to her page for that. If you are obsessed with your niece and nephew, then you're going to go to Liza's page because she's obsessed with her niece and nephew, and you're going to see the cuteness, ridiculous cuteness from her niece and nephew. So it's the same, make sure that you're posting a ton of content. Make sure that you're providing value. Make sure that you're teaching. If you want to teach somebody how to make a meal, do that. If you want to teach somebody how to, I don't know, speak nicely to themselves, do a post on that. It's not always about fitness. Animals, exactly. People love animals. If you're a dog person, people totally go to different pages for that. That's a big thing. So make sure that you are showcasing all of you. You are not Beachbody. I say this all the time. You are not Beachbody. You are you who happen to use Beachbody products. There's so much more to you than Beachbody. That's 30 minutes out of your life. Maybe another 3 to make your shake, but that's it. That's all. So make sure that you're really providing a ton of different content. And in your posts, your hard posts, that's where you're providing all the value and all the goods. All the little tiny other stuff goes in your stories. Yeah. Okay. What was the other one? Finding the right people to connect with. And, oh no, we already talked about that. Content for stories and having nothing exciting to share. Those are 2 things that I wanted Liza to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you just kind of took all my little bullet points about.
Oh, sorry. Go more in depth, Liza, in depth.
What I have here is you should be, shooting for 5 stories the day. And like Lindsay said, one video of your workout, try not to do any more. Some days maybe you want to do 2 videos, but seriously, no one cares about your videos. They're not going to connect with that. Something that I see on a lot of people's stories is that it's not clean. So it looks messy. You have, I'm not saying like you, but like hashtags everywhere, or when you tag people, they're big, they're right there. You don't want any of that. You can take that and take it right off your page. Like you can do a ton of hashtags and take a ton of people, but it doesn't need to be on your story. You can move it to the side. Does that make sense? So like you don't see it because you don't want that there.
Right. And just really quickly, you can add 10 hashtags for every story. So if you know that certain hashtags work really well for you, put them in your story, but minimize them so they're so small and drag them off the screen. Nobody wants to see that. It's ugly.
Or I tap them and turn them translucent and make them really, really small.
Perfect. Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea though. So like if you have those hashtags saved in like your note section on your phone or whatever, yeah, you can just copy that and paste it throughout your stories.
Yep.
Yeah, just a good way to get hopefully more eyes on your stories. What else? As far as, so I work during the week. I don't have anything to share, you guys. I don't have a life. I'm just going to work like many of you, and I'm literally by myself. So if you have kids and you don't care about them being on your stories, then share that, because people connect with kids and they want to see that. They want to see who you are. So share that. And who cares what it is? Like, you know, they're cute. So everyone loves to see that. A lot of times for any of my stories, they're not instant. So I will save so many of them, and then whenever I just post them, so I have 5 stories to post. Okay. So don't get caught up on that. What else? Like if you're working and you are able to do a little bit of Beachbody work, post that in your story and show that you're at work, but you're still working your business, whether that's like 15 minutes of your break time or during lunch or whatever. So you just kind of have to get creative. On like Thursdays, you can use that as a day to shout people out and recognize people. And it doesn't matter if it's not your person. Go to Team Perseverance or whatever team that you're on and click on all of those recognitions and put them in your stories. What else?
Shopping. You do great with shopping
shopping.
posts.
So I share, and it's just something that I like because like I do a lot of shopping, a lot of online shopping. So I'm typically sharing that. Like today I got more things from Amazon, more workout clothes. So I just share that because people are interested in that. And then they comment, and then you start a conversation, and that's how you connect with people. So it's just like really silly things that you wouldn't think would provide value to people, but it really does.
And like if she's talking about, I got these off of Amazon, I guarantee you she's going to get a message. Well, can you send me that Amazon link? Or which ones were those on Amazon? Like that's a great way to talk to somebody who would maybe never communicate with you before.
Right. Or they'll come and say, oh, that's such a cute color. And then you just have a little conversation with them. The other good thing about that is to do polls. So a lot of times we do polls with our like fitness stuff and nobody could care. You probably don't have anyone that even comments on your polls. But if you do something like anything beyond your Beachbody life, they're going to be commenting on your polls. Like you will get a lot of people engaging in those, and then always respond, follow up with them, whatever, have a conversation with them.
Guys, a really good one, and you can do these ahead of time. Like Liza said, there are so many of my stories that are not live, or my posts, half the pictures I took 2 weeks ago that I'm going to be using for the next month. Because I don't want to spend all day on my phone. I don't want to spend all day taking pictures either, because I don't want to put anything on. I don't want to get dressed up. But things like, oh shit, what was I just saying? Oh, like if you know that maybe you might be going out one day, right? Whenever we're allowed to do that again. put on 2 different outfits, or put on 1 pair of jeans and 2 shirts and take your picture and ask people, I'm going out to a dive bar tonight. Which shirt should I wear? I cannot even tell you. People love to give their opinions on stuff like that. Posts like that and stories like that are my highest engaging posts. Highest.
The dumbest things. Like, what
It's
did
stupid. What phone case should I buy? Oh my God. 150 people will tell you what phone case to buy. Or what color, Kim, what color hair should I dye my hair next? I'm sure those are your biggest engaging polls. People love to give their opinions, but they don't want to give their opinions on health and fitness. Anything else other than that. Make shit up. Even if you already know what you're going to wear and you already know what color hair your hair is going to be, they don't know. Put it up anyway. All you're doing is trying to get engagement. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, literally make stuff up. Like on Sunday, I was at the mall and my friend tried on these like glittery tennis shoes type shoes, something I would never ever wear, but she thought they were so cute. So I just took a boomerang and then I did a poll, and like everyone, I have like 75
Yeah.
that I have to go back and comment on. Like,
yeah. If you have 2 pairs of glasses, but you really only wear 1, ask people which ones they like better. Doesn't matter. But they want to give their opinion. Those kinds of ones are super fun because people that have never spoken to you or engaged on anything before will. So do them.
maybe,
Do them at least once a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say once or every other day, try to put a poll in.
And it can be anything. Oh my God, anything, just not related to health and fitness.
No one will comment.
Yeah. And if you feel like you don't have anything to talk about, I can't remember who it was, what coach it was, but she did a whole call on it, and I'll have to try to find it for you guys. But she's like, I literally have the most boring life ever. She's like, I get up, I drink my Energize, I do my workout, I play with my kids. She was a stay-at-home mom, but she was like, I do nothing. I do nothing all day. And it's funny because she's like, but I share that I have a boring life and that I do nothing all day. And she's like, you would be surprised if I'm out of, like, if I don't show up with my Energize that morning, somebody's asking, well, where's your stuff? Or if she's not doing that boring thing she does every day, people actually notice. And she's like, it's crazy. People thrive on no matter what you're doing. You could be brushing your teeth. If people know you're brushing your teeth at the same time every day, it's weird. You'd be surprised how many people follow you and know the ins and outs of your life. Like things you would never think people would pick up on, and they do. So don't be afraid to just be like, I got nothing today. Like I'm literally the most boring person ever. I sit in my office all day. I type on my computer. I play on social media. I take pictures. And like, that's all I do all day long. But again, make shit up. I mean, not make shit up like that, but I mean, make up fillers. Like if you really feel like I had a day where nothing's happening, I don't know, Liza puts in her stories sometimes. She's like, boring stories today. Like, it's okay.
Sorry.
You guys do not have to be perfect. This is not about a perfect business or a perfect life. Like, show your mess, show your shit. Don't think that you have to be what you might see from other coaches, because they didn't all start out living in these beautiful homes by their pools and their fancy this and they're redoing this. They didn't start out that way. They started out having team calls just like we are, going, what the hell do we post about? The same. Like every single coach started as one single coach who had no freaking clue what they were doing. So don't be afraid to share that. Don't be afraid.
The other thing is just to ask yourself, people that follow you, would they know that you are a coach? Like they know that you're working out, but would they know that you're a coach? And if you can say no to that, then I would suggest start putting some content in your stories around coaching. Like you guys are all in a challenge group. Who cares if you're not running it? Start posting about that challenge group. Scroll through it and show the girls and just say something like, oh my gosh, waking up this morning, look at all these girls who have already worked out, or, you know, whatever it is.
Or like our team call tonight. Please
It.
don't just take a picture of the screen and post it on your social media. Don't do that, because that's just not pretty. But if you took a picture like like this, showing yourself first with you guys in the background, then you can do a post about it. But on your stories, take a picture of, or a boomerang of the screen. Don't just say something like Monday night team call. No one gives a shit about that. But if you're like, for me, I love this hour that I get to be with these amazing women during, my Monday night. My husband's awesome and puts the kids to bed on Mondays. Like, I show up for this because I love it and because it means something to me, and it's part of, just it's a part of the culture that I love so much. So I would tell a little story about it, not just team call, because everyone's like, what the hell's a team call? No one cares. But if this is where you're like, this is a time for us to connect and share ideas and strategize about building business or learning or training or whatever it is, like really tell a little story. Like, why are you showing up? No one cares that you're just showing up on a Zoom call. Everyone's doing that lately. But why? What are you doing here? So there's lots you can share in your stories. Lots. And if you're a mom who gets frustrated every single day, or if you're frustrated with whatever, if you're not a parent, guys, share about that. Share about it. Someone else is going to help you through it, or you're helping somebody through their day. So lots. You should never run out of content. There's always something. Talk about the weather.
I talk about the weather all the time, you guys.
You do talk about the weather all the time.
It's like, oh, good, it's sunny out. I'm going to say that I'm taking a walk, like something. Just give me something.
You actually do talk about the weather all the time. It's funny.
My most popular stories are like when I forget what I'm saying in the middle of my story.
Mm-hmm. You got to be real.
Like when I've been up since like 4 a.m. I'm like, talking about.
Yeah. And guys,
that I just wanted to mention quickly. If you're not talking in your stories, I would start doing that, like just a little bit. I know it's hard in the beginning. I still struggle with it. I would rather never talk in my stories, but like you have to, because people want to hear your voice. For me, when I'm scrolling through social, and I don't know if this is the same for you, but I would rather listen to someone talking about something interesting than just looking at pictures or posts.
Mm-hmm. It depends on why you're like, it depends on why you're looking at that person's story. Like just pictures in this business doesn't do it. And another thing, like if you screw up on the story, post it anyway. Post it anyway. And be like, see, it's not all about perfection. Like, we are who we are. We don't speak perfectly. We're not like some of us are eloquent. I'm not. Like, I swear, I do stupid shit all the time, and it is what it is. Like, and people will come to me for that. I mean, my whole mom's group is Mom is Balanced as Fuck. Like, that's the name of my mom's group. Someone who is a hardcore churchgoer is not going to come to my mom's group, but that's okay. Because I can, I'm not going to relate to certain people. So be who you are. If you screw up, post it anyway and make fun of the fact that you screwed up. Like, don't worry about being perfect, you guys. Just don't. And that shake looks freaking delicious, Lori. It looks so good. So that is all we have for you guys. And we are just under an hour. Does anyone have any questions? Because that was a lot, but we tried to answer every single one of your I don't know, objections today that you guys all posted in the groups. So thank you for doing that, because I think they're all very valid, and I feel like everybody has the same feelings. So I'm glad that you guys did that. Thank you. Anyone? No? Okay, cool. Well then, thank you very, very, very much for spending this Monday night happy hour with us. Did anyone get a picture? I got one at the very beginning.
Let's take one.
Okay.
This is not a boomerang. So
Oh, it's not?
No. Okay, but just wait, I'll do one boomerang.
Okay. Yep, get used to these girls. And I want to see everybody's post on their Instagram stories. Are you doing it, Liza?
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, tell me when. Well, I'll just wave.
Boomerang.
Hi. I want to see everybody post this in your stories tonight. Tag all of us and tell us maybe something that you took away from tonight or why you took the time to be here tonight. I don't want to see anything like Monday night team call. You can put that somewhere on there, but there better be more info. We want people to know why you came tonight. That sounded terrible. You're welcome. All right. My kid's out of the room. He probably still hears me. That's all right. Thank you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for showing up.
Bye, guys.